Hi guys and welcome to another FIFA 21 SBC video on what is a massive day for English football, a huge day for English football. I cannot wait for the final later on tonight. Hopefully if England win, there'll be plenty of fan reactions and stuff like that up on the channel. Even if Italy win, I'll probably upload a couple of videos as well. I'm going to be up late tonight doing quite a few videos, so expect to see those out on the channel. But also, lots of news on FIFA 22, which seems really positive. I won't do a video covering it, though. I might do kind of in like next week or something like that. But a lot of very interesting stuff's come out. But anyway, I'm going to focus on Lucas Paqueta. A fantastic looking card. I'm disappointed not to see a Luis Diaz, who scored some of the most insane goals in the Copa America for the whole tournament. But Paqueta's still been pretty decent himself. Of course, Brazil lost in the final last night to Argentina, to Messi's Argentina. Di Maria scoring the goal. But anyway, for Paqueta, 5-star skill, 3-star weak foot. You see, at this stage of the game, why can't they just upgrade into 4-star? The 5-star skill moves is very nice, but, you know, I mean, you could play him as a centre mid. Of course, you could. His defensive stats aren't, you know, well, we'll have a look at his in-games in a second, but 81 defending seems pretty good. But you could even play him as a striker, I suppose, but the 3-star weak foot's so off-putting for this stage of the game if you want to use him in, like, an attacking positioning, in my personal opinion. I mean, weak foot doesn't matter as much as what it used to in previous years, but it still does matter, especially at this stage of the game when you've got so many of the top players. If you want new additions to your team, especially in attack, you don't want to be using someone with 3-star weak foots, because the chances are you've already got someone who's got maybe like a 4-star or a 5-star. That's just my opinion. But anyway, pace is nice. Shooting is literally impeccable. You know, look at his long range shots, 99 for positioning and shot power, 97 long shots, nice finishing as well. His passing is phenomenal. His dribbling is nice. If you would choose him as a centre midfielder, his dribbling is fine. If you're going to be using him as a cam, you've got to increase that agility, and you certainly have to increase that balance. The best cam style for that, I believe, would be the engine, because I believe his balance will go up to like 93, and I think his agility would also go up to 93, or something like that. Both stats with the engine cam style will go into the mids to high 90s, which is just what you want. Now, his in-game dribbling, composure are all very nice. Defensive stats are good as well. You wouldn't use him as a CDM. I suppose you could use him as a centre midfielder. In fact, you certainly could do. There'd be nothing really wrong with that at all. And very nice physicality stats, which again is what you'd need if you want to use him as a centre midfielder. The flair trait's pretty nice. It's a shame not to see anything else there, like outside foot shot trait or finesse shot trait, but it's a pretty good card. 2 segments though to him. What's that going to be? I don't know. This is worth it. That's the first segment in 85 and in 87. Don't get me wrong, he has some very good in-game stats. His pace and his shooting and his passing are superb. His dribbling is good, but it's not brilliant. His defensive stats aren't too bad. He's got very nice physicalities, but he's only, and he does have 5-star skill moves. But the letdowns to the cards are the 3-star weak foot for this stage of the game for an attacking type of player isn't good in my opinion, and his balance and agility aren't, and maybe even reactions as well, because we have to be critical of these players, because there's so many good players available in this game at this stage of the game, is that you have to be critical even on players that have stats in the high 80s or you know, the mid to high 80s. You have to be critical and pick those areas out, and I'm seeing that in Lucas Paqueta. Now, obviously, being Brazilian obviously links to a lot of, you know, awesome players in this game. You know, Neymar gets that nice strong link to, and of course, there's been plenty of Brazilians from various different leagues, so he links up nicely with those. But it's expensive. I don't think it's worth it. I think we've seen so many more better value for money SBCs than him. If he was on the market, I mean, you know, if you were to play him as a centre midfielder, that SBC is going to cost you in excess of like 250,000 coins. Just go and buy yourself a Locatelli who's 95. Yeah, you know what? We'll have a look. I want to compare him and Manuel Locatelli, who I packed the other week, and I want to use comparisons here, not just for centre midfield, but I want to use comparisons as well for a cam. And I'm going to show you that Manuel Locatelli is just a better card than Lucas Paqueta. I'm not confident that he'll be better in either position. So we're going to go to cams here. Now, of course, as a cam, you know, he is going to be one of the highest rated. You know, he's better. You know, he's equivalent to a Thomas Muller, equivalent to a mid Zidane and stuff like that. But there's still a few cards that have, you know, better that are higher rated, that have better stats than him. But I just want to use this as an example that, okay, Paqueta has got more pace and 7 more shooting. Okay, so not a good start, but Manuel Locatelli's got more passing. Okay, I might have got a bit carried away there, because Lucas Paqueta, actually, I've just made myself look like a bit of an idiot there. okay, Lucas Paqueta on base stats is certainly better, but I think as a centre midfielder, I would rather use Locatelli. I've got to be honest. I mean, you know, his agility is far better. Okay, it's slightly less on balance and stuff like that, but you look at the defensive stats. If you'd use a centre midfielder, if you're thinking of using Paqueta as a centre midfielder, don't use him as a centre midfielder. Buy yourself a Manuel Locatelli card that doesn't even sell for what, 100,000 coins now, just over 100,000 coins. And as a tradable card, Lucas Paqueta is going to cost in excess of 200,000 coins at least, probably even more than that. And yeah, okay, fair enough. He probably has got a better card than Locatelli, but as a centre midfielder, Locatelli is better. 100% is better. As a cam, obviously, Lucas Paqueta is better. Okay, I admit that I was wrong there. I've looked a bit silly, but listen, I hold my hands up. I'm not one of those people that likes to argue the toss. I am happy to admit when I've made a bit of an error. But, you know, for example, let's bring up Lanzini here in terms of an out-and-out cam. And this was a card that was free to be able to get. And Lanzini, you know what? When we're talking about cams here, is not and this was a card to play for free. Once again, very, very good nation in Argentina. Very similar with the fact that he's, you know, with Paqueta being Brazilian, he links to a lot of different leagues. And Lanzini is only a little bit off in terms of pace, shooting, passing. You know, he's not a million miles away from him at all. And the benefit of him is he's 4-star, 4-star. Okay, fair enough, Paqueta's got 5-star skill moves, but I would rather have, this is for me personally, I would rather have a 4-star, 4-star than a 5-star, 3-star. For, you know, for skill moves and weak foots. Obviously, I would prefer 5-star weak foots and 3-star skill moves and 4-star, 4-star, if that makes sense. But yeah, listen, okay, I think Paqueta is a very, very good card. I'm not saying he's bad or anything like that. Don't get me wrong, he's very, very good. But the 3-star weak foot is annoying, and I feel if he was actually on the market, he wouldn't be as expensive as what his SBC is going to come in at. And there's Eusebio as well, getting a moment's SBC with 17 segments to him. But yeah, listen, that's my opinion. I think he's a good card, don't get me wrong. But do I think he's worth doing for what he requires? Nah, I think he's been a little bit overpriced in my opinion. But let me guys know what you think in the comment section as well. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys later.